The Chicago Bears and Indianapolis Colts kicked off their first of 2 joint practices this week before they play each other this Saturday in Indianapolis. Justin Fields dominated the Colts defense on day 1, a good start for the third-year quarterback who played against an entire defense that he's not familiar with and still looked great. And thank you, DJ Moore, always for helping him make him look even better. Nate Davis was back today in pads for practice. DeMarcus Walker was also back today in pads. And speaking of the defense, they dominated the Colts offense today. Eddie Jackson was causing absolute havoc along with the rest of the defense for a young quarterback in Anthony Richardson. The offensive line protected Fields at all costs when Indianapolis thought they could mess with Fields a little bit. And all other highlights that was posted out today, I have for you right now. Hello, welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde. Thank you as always for tuning in. Excited to share today's news as there was a ton to be put out and I cannot wait for tomorrow. It was a very fun practice day, the first one in a couple of days here that we were able to see. And I am very, very excited about this upcoming game this weekend. So let's jump into this practice's recap. Before we begin, please hit the like button on this video. It helps me out tremendously, and put your thoughts in the comment section below. I want to start featuring comments and questions on the upcoming episode. So let's talk about the offense. Justin Fields got an A grade from me today. Fields was red hot all practice long, hitting his wide receivers and all wide receivers all over the place. A nice ball to DJ Moore was caught on tape, but it wasn't the only one as he had a ton of great deep passes as well to the veteran. I think that this duo is going to get double-digit touchdowns the more and more I watch them. I know I said 8 earlier, but they are looking really good at camp so far, ripping up Indianapolis' secondary. Fields was working on the deep ball very well today. He did a great job in drills and during games. Right here, you see Nasimba Webster catch a nice one from Fields. It looked great. Nice play by Webster, too, looking over his shoulder and catching it. But that's what Fields was working on a lot today with everybody, and it looked awesome. That is something that I wanted to see today from Justin Fields, as this is a completely new group of secondary, and Indianapolis does have a pretty decent secondary that Fields had to go up against, especially the ones, and he did a very good job adjusting to them, and for the first time seeing them, did a really good job. Working with any defensive secondary is easier than the Bears, so it's good that he's been dealing with ours at practice and dominating there, because that means he's going to dominate everybody else. Overall, great day for Fields. Looks sharp. I had a few mental mistakes, but he shook them off right away, and overall had an A grade day. Quick update on PJ Walker. He did have a couple overthrows today. That was a point of concern on Twitter today from my tweet of who should be the Bears backup quarterbacks, but he did have a pretty nice day overall from reports, what I'm seeing. Excited to see that the veteran was able to bounce back, and hopefully he's able to continue that, as it's been a concern at camp and preseason. Let's see what he does over the next 2 days. The wide receiver room was absolutely popping today. DJ Moore was juking out defenders, looked really good. Seriously, what a time to be alive for a Chicago Bears fan, having a wide receiver 1 and legitimate quarterback duo cooking Indianapolis defensive backs was a lot of fun to watch. Velus Jones Jr., who is low-key fighting for a roster spot, looked really good today with both Justin Fields and PJ Walker catching a ton of deep balls down both sidelines, looking very comfortable in the defense, against the defense in this offense, and Velus Jones Jr. had himself a very nice day. Chase Claypool did not practice today. He was in street clothes, but hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. And then also, Darnell Mooney looked really sharp today, especially on deep balls. He had a couple from Justin Fields, juking out Indianapolis as well. The Bears wide receiver group, man, don't go sleeping on them. If you're a fantasy guy, be looking at this group, because Justin Fields is going to have a good year, and this wide receiver room is going to help him do that. Not too much from the running back room. A few shout-outs. Khalil Herbert had a couple nice runs. Rashawn Johnson also had a couple nice runs today against the 1s and the 2s of Indianapolis. Excited to see that. Multiple 10-yard gains, so excited for that. But Deontay Foreman was the big talk of the day. On the opening run of 11 on 11, Foreman ripped it upfield against Indianapolis, and he kept doing that throughout the day. Had a couple really nice carries. This one was caught on tape, but overall, Foreman and the running back room are looking very strong. Cole Kmet had a very good day blocking, same with Robert Tonyan and Mercedes Lewis, who was in full pads today as well. Kmet had a tip off his fingers that he could have caught, mentally shook it off, and then had a very nice day with a couple nice gains over the middle, something that Luke Getsy's been working on a lot with the tight end. Very good to see the connection between him and Fields. The offensive line did a good job obtaining that Indiana defensive front, but overall, what really stood out to me was how they were defending Fields, especially when Indianapolis decided it was a good idea to kind of, bump Fields after a couple plays, push him to the ground. Tevin Jenkins was having none of that, was running up to guys, shoving them, and I would not want to have Tevin Jenkins in my face. So good overall day by the offensive line. And Nate Davis was back. What more do you want from that? Let's go to the defense real quick. It was very highlight heavy for the offense, but Eddie Jackson had himself a day. Had a pick six, had a ton of pass deflections, and Eddie Jackson looked fantastic out there on the practice field. Good to see the veteran still just cooking. He was helping Tyreek Stevenson out, who also had a very nice day today. Eddie Jackson did go out with a slight injury after a collision with Michael Pittman, but Alan Williams confirmed Jackson will be back tomorrow. The linebackers looked really good. Michael Walker was even out there today, just running through drills. They were stuffing runners up the middle. So good to see our linebacker depth working really, really well, and excited to see what they do tomorrow as I'm hoping for more defensive highlights. And then DeMarcus Walker was back in a ramp-up period. Did not see him do anything too crazy, but he was in pads. Good to see the veteran that is going to be playing across from Yannick. Very excited to see what they do, but this defense is looking super mean and suffocated at Indianapolis offense on all levels. That's all the highlights I have for you guys today. Thanks for tuning in as always. If you please could hit that subscribe button, like this video, and put your comments in the comment section below. But with that, and as always, thanks for listening and bear down.